Welcome into Tapping Vegas, brought to you by Better and Green, and today we are breaking down UFC 323. We've got two title fights. Pantoja and Merab Dvalishvili are both getting challenged for their belts by Peter Yan and Joshua Van. Thank you to our friends over at DraftKings. If you guys haven't signed up with them yet, please use the link in our description. Get signed up, get $200 to $300 in bonus bets. Betting is legal in Missouri now, so get in while you can. Bobby, let's not waste a lot of time here. Every week we give you guys 5 fights that we think you can win money on. Today we're breaking down the main card. We think those are the ones that people want to hear about, and we got something to say. So, Bobby, why don't you start with the first one?
Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. This is a fight that's kind of leaving me a little curious as to how odds makers currently have Blachowicz at a minus 125 and Guskov's only at a plus 105. You got 52% of bets are on Blachowicz, 48% are on Bogdan. I'm going to personally go with Bogdan Guskov here. You and I have kind of talked about him on this show quite a bit now. Covered him on a few of his fights. He's never really a guy that you feel the utmost level of confidence with, or at least, you and I have kind of talked about that. He's not exactly a comforting pick to make, but I mean, he's been in the UFC since 2023. Lost his debut to Volkan Ozdemir round 1, rear naked. I mean, that's a tough debut, right? For your UFC fight to be going up against Volkan. And ever since then, he's on a 4-fight win streak. And he's finished everybody. And, round 2's the latest he's made it, right? Zach Paga, Ryan Spann, Billy Anenka, Nikita Krylov, some pretty decent names in that light heavyweight division on his resume. So, hey, good on him for being able to take that L and go on to, turn around. The main thing with this fight, he has the age advantage for sure. He's only 33, which for light heavyweight is extremely young. Blachowicz is unfortunately, he's just starting to get, even for, light heavyweight, he's just starting to get old. He's 42. He's got a lot of wear and tear, a lot more fights, a lot more damage that's occurred to him. You got Bogdan, who is a lot younger, at a slight reach disadvantage, has the height advantage. Nothing crazy there, though. I just think that Blachowicz has looked bad with his cardio. I mean, he's dropped his last 2. No shame in losing to Pereira in 2023. And then he just fought Orberg back in March and lost to him. So he's had quite a bit of time off. Didn't fight at all in 2024, which sometimes is a good thing. But, losing to Orberg and Pereira is not really what's causing the stock to go down for me for Blachowicz. It's just he's been in the UFC so long now that retirement's inevitable, right? At some point, You're not able to just keep outrunning father time. At some point, you're going to break down, especially when you've been in the UFC since 2014, just a little over 10 years now. Very impressive wins and names on his resume, right? Rockhold, Souza, Corey Anderson, Dominic Reyes, Israel Adesanya. Very impressive wins. Very impressive over Rakic, but I think Bogdan just has that youth. I think he has the edge. I think he's got that confidence from being on a 4-fight finishing streak against some other up-and-comers, and I just think this is probably going to be, what we've been seeing a lot in the UFC, like we just have been seeing it with Beneil Dariush. It's time to hang it up. A lot of other people are going to be retiring soon. Dustin Poirier retired. Justin Gaethje needs to hang it up, etc. So if I'm getting Bogdan Guskov at plus money to you on this at a plus 105, and you're even getting good odds on sub and KO TKO, and he's been a finishing machine. If you go sub, it's plus 1100. If you go KO TKO, it's plus 185. It's a 3-round fight, which is the main concerning thing for me. But yeah, that Alex Pereira fight, man, Blachowicz's cardio looked terrible. He looked gassed easily. He was winning that fight until he wasn't. And he just really was able to let Pereira come back on him, even in that short of a fight. So I think for now, I'll just play it safe since I'm getting them at plus money and go Guskov money line. What do you think?
It's cold in here. I thought it was because of, being December and being in Missouri. It's usually pretty cold this time of year, but I think I guess hell froze over because it's going to be a sweep of Bogdan Guskov on Tapping Vegas. Didn't think that would ever happen, especially against a guy like like I'd say the caliber of Blachowicz, but I think everything you said, I agree with. At this point in his career, Blachowicz isn't getting any finishes. He's just a decisionator. If it goes to decision, I feel like it's close to a coin flip, kind of like these odds suggest. But if there is a finish, I think both sides point to Guskov. And you said you get the younger guy, you're getting him at plus money. Right now, looking at Vegas, 48% of the bets are on Guskov, so this is pretty split, but only 41% of the money. So a little sharp money coming in on Blachowicz. I think taking the savvy vet, but I just think there's too much value on Guskov this week. So I actually completely agree with you.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets the dub out.
I hope. We'll start this next fight. We got Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot. Just breaking down the Vegas side real quick. 68% of bets on Talbot, 65% of the money. So you got about 3% lean on Cejudo, 35% of the money at plus 210. Cejudo, I'm not sure. I don't think he's won in the last 3 years. This was again, I can't remember the last time he had won a fight. But I'm on him here. Bobby. I just think that when we did see Talbot lose, it was again to an older guy, and he just kind of dominated him in the grappling. So Henry is coming off what's a nice way to say it? An eye poke loss that left a lot of people confused and angry. So I think this is a good fight for it. If he's going to keep fighting, he didn't come back to just keep collecting L's. Got to catch them all, catch an L from everybody in his return to the UFC. He's got to start winning at some point. You're getting him at plus 200 against a guy that, I mean, Talbot, he did a pretty decent job grappling in his last fight, but he's not against Cejudo, like a world caliber wrestler, a world caliber grappler. So give me Cejudo at the plus 210. It probably goes to decision. The over 2.5 is juiced up to minus 260. And I think that really points to Cejudo controlling this fight, controlling the pace, and keeping this a grounded matter. What do you think?
Yeah, this one's a tough fight because as bad as Peyton Talbot has looked in his previous, grappling, shenanigans against Johnny Barcelos this past January, I think I'm actually going to go with him on this. Henry Cejudo, he says that I just saw something the other day about like, is he going to be retired after this or not? And it's just like, what are you doing, Henry? Because yeah, the whole Song Yadong eye poke theme was, yeah, it's just, oh yeah, this is what he was saying. So he's already planning his second retirement after Peyton Talbot. He's ready to move on. So I mean, he's like, if I get a big fight after this, though, then sure, I'll stick around for like one more fight. But he's pretty much like, yeah, this is it again. So I don't know. I don't know what the dude's doing. Let's see who he says that he'd come back for. Mavlet Batirov. That's who he wants to fight. Some guy from Russia, the Russian Olympic champion Mavlet Batirov. He said he'd come back from him. So he'd come back for that wrestling Russian champion is the only guy he'd come back for. So I don't know. I don't think Henry Cejudo gets it done. He should have stayed retired the first time when he beat TJ Dillashaw and he tried to pump fake on the UFC to try to see if they'd give him some more money, some more leverage, and it clearly didn't work out. It was just really awkward, which sucks because, I mean, I did like Henry Cejudo. I think he was really good. He was a, double champ, 2 different divisions, very entertaining guy to watch, but it's just kind of what happens when you think you have your leverage and everything. Unfortunately, he just didn't have the leverage that he thought he did against when he beat TJ Dillashaw. He was doing really well, beat Marlon Moraes. That was kind of the peak of his career. And then it was Dominic Cruz, May 9th of 2020. He was like, all right, now I'm going to retire. And you guys are going to come crawling back trying to get me to come, do some more fights and everything. And it just didn't pan out. So he was on the shelf until 2023, lost to Aljo, lost to Merab, lost to Yudong. So since he's been back from retirement, he hasn't won a fight. And even though Peyton Talbot is a very winnable fight for him with how exposed he looked against Barcelos, this kind of feels like a trap to me kind of feels like they want you to try to think that Cejudo has a chance. I mean, he's 38. It's getting pretty old for bantamweight. Now he's already talking about retiring again. The guy just doesn't have his heart or his mind in it or anything else. I don't know what he's thinking with. I don't know what his plans are. He doesn't even know. The only thing that sucks is you're getting Talbot at minus 258 money line. Cejudo's at plus 210. 32% of bets are on Cejudo, 68% on Talbot. Talbot KO TKOs plus 275, subs plus 2,500, decisions plus 100. I guess I'll go Talbot decision just to take the edge off. So,
okay, well, we both see this going to the over, so maybe you could even do that, like a Talbot over. It'd probably be better to take the decision. I'm not sure what the odds on that would be. But Bobby, why don't you take this next one? I think that a lot of these are coin flips. I'm really interested in how this next fight is going to break down.
yeah, this is a very interesting fight. Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. Another fight. I mean, I don't really know how this is going to go either. This definitely feels like you could make a strong case for either guy. Once again, though, I think I'm going to go with Taira. Brandon Moreno's been around for a while. He's starting to show signs of decline, all the wear and tear, the things that we talk about constantly on this show. I think the odds should be a lot more in favor of Tyra on this.
Glaze.
You're getting Tyra glazing Tyra. So you're saying I'm a weeb just because he's Japanese? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying I don't
I'm
think you've
a
ever
weeb
picked
girl?
against the man. That's
Against
Glaze.
Tyra? Yeah,
I don't think you ever have.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Well, hey, call me KK Krispy Kreme because it's all Tatsuro Tyra, baby. We're Dunkin' Donuts, and we're going to be dunking some more nuts on Brandon Moreno. Know what I'm saying? Brandon Moreno plus 105, Tyra minus 125. 63% of bets are on Moreno. Vegas ain't going to like that.
Fair. That's
And then
fair.
you got 37% on Tatsuro Tyra. I could get really small penis on this, but I'm going to try to avoid that for copyright and all the censors and whatnot, not get too into it like I want to here. Well, in the words of Tupac, once again, Tyra's a minus 125 money line right now, but it's like Tupac said, how do you want it? You can get pretty much any good odds here. Tyra KO TKO plus 1,400, sub plus 500, decision plus 140. This is another 3-round fight. So Brandon Moreno is a tough old bird. He probably won't just go down like that. He's the type of guy that, you could probably give him 10 shots. I could give him 5, and we'd wonder how the fuck he's still alive. So, yeah, he always seems older than he is. He's 31, but for flyweight, that's starting to get pretty damn old. But that's not old in general. It's just all the fights and everything. You would think for how long he's been around the UFC, he'd be like 35, 36 is where I would put him at. But no, he's only 31. But, I mean, how long can you be at the top of the level of an elite sport that's already hard on your body and your mind, right? And that's how long Brandon Moreno has been consistently at the upper echelon of a sport that's already very physically and mentally demanding, since 2016 when he made his debut. It's just like Blachowicz, man. Like, I just don't think it's going to last much longer. He lost to Pantoja 2023, Royval last year, beat Albazi. We correctly predicted that.
Mm-hmm.
Correctly predicted Steve Erceg would get. Don't even get me. I don't even want to talk about Steve Erceg ever again. So he beat that one guy. He beat that one guy pretty damn bad, and we called that as well. So I've picked Brandon Moreno multiple times on this show. I think I even picked him against Royval. I did not pick him against Pantoja. I know that for damn sure.
I think I picked him against. I think you picked him against Royval, and then I picked him, or I picked Erceg against him. So
yeah,
he's paid off and bit us in the ass.
Right. So I mean, I like Moreno. I picked him plenty of times on this show, but this is not where I'm going to pick Moreno. I just think like Blachowicz, like Benio Dariush, like so many people in this sport, Henry Cejudo, we just got done talking about. It's just, it feels like time, it feels like a classic, young bull puts the old bull out to pasture, takes over the, old lion and, takes over the pride, that sort of thing. Uh, I just think Tyra gets it done. Yeah, I can't go too crazy as I was mentioning with like a KO or sub. It's only 3 rounds. If he had more time to work, sure. I think I'm gonna go Tyra decision plus 140. What do you think?
I'm glad to see that Krispy Kreme's is still in business with all the
Hell yeah, brother.
glazing on your side over there. I've got one
Hot
problem with
fresh.
Tatsuro Taira.
What's
My one
that?
issue is Tatsuro
Small
Taira,
penis?
you absolutely suck. 5'4", I didn't know they could stack shit that high until I saw you. Man, I'm on Moreno here. You're right. I mean, about the age, I'm joking there. I'm just doing some Chael quotes when I say that. Tatsuro doesn't suck. He is good. But I just like Moreno, man. I just feel like there's a good chance he's champion if there isn't a guy named Pantoja in the division, is my thing. I think Moreno is good enough. He has been good enough. He has been at the top of this division before. Tyra, I don't. I picked Perez against him, if you remember that. I picked Alex Perez against him. I believe that was Tyra, right? Where he fell and broke his leg or whatever happened towards ACL.
Against Tyra, yeah, it was Perez. Perez
Yeah.
was the one. Yeah.
So if I'm picking Perez against him, yeah, I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna pick Moreno against him. Maybe I'll learn my lesson after this fight, but give me Moreno, the old savvy vet at the plus money odds. That's the side I'm gonna be on.
Oh, wowzers. Okay.
All dogs so far. Am I gonna make it 4 in a row, Bobby? We have Pantoja versus Joshua Van. Pantoja minus 238, Van plus 195. Looking at the Vegas side, 63. Oh, sorry, that was 63% of bets, and 62% of the money was on Moreno. But in this fight, 82% of the bets and 80% of the money is on Pantoja at the minus 238. That's a very public bet. I agree with it, man. I think Pantoja is so freaking good. He has looked amazing. Like, the thing that killed me up, I've always really liked Pantoja, but I feel like he was just like a decisionator guy, and I feel like he wouldn't try. I don't know if he was gassing out or he just was fine just getting the win. When you're champion, you can just kind of coast. We have not seen that out of him the last 2 fights. The last 2 fights, he's looked fantastic. Give me Pantoja. Am I going to take a method? I'm not sure. I think if I did, I would have to take Pantoja sub because Josh Van is just a striker, and I didn't think Josh Van was going to beat Roy Val. But Roy Val never, I don't think he took a shot, Bobby. I don't think he even attempted a takedown. Now they didn't get one. I don't think he attempted a takedown. I think they just stood there and punched each other in the face for 15 minutes. Pantoja's
Sounds
not.
like a Pantoja fight.
I
Sounds
I
like
think
it.
Pantoja's going to get him to the ground. I think he probably gets a sub. I'm going to look up the odds real quick while I send it to you, but I like Pantoja quite a bit in this fight. What side are you on?
100% on Pantoja as well.
Okay.
I think Joshua Van is another industry plant, kind of like Steve Ursig. I think he's just kind of like getting this artificial hype train by a bunch of casuals. And I think come Saturday night, that Van in my cup makes me feel so good, man. I'm feeling so good sipping on this Van. So all I know is I'm gonna be going to sleep at night on Saturday night asking Pantoja to tell me that story about how Van got his shit broke. So I want to hear that story again as I get tucked in at night because I think he's gonna crank the shit out of that man's face and it's gonna
Frank it
break
crazy
it.
style?
Cranking it crazy style, dog. Getting silly with it. Getting absolutely just really ignorant, very ignorant and wild in the manner with which he is going to violate this man on live TV. It should be basically sponsored by Pornhub. So, yeah, I am also
Pantoja,
going
are you doing
Pantoja's.
this sub at plus 150?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, okay.
And at plus money, My man's gonna be taking an arm home, a leg home, a neck home.
4-piece.
Yeah, he's gonna take everything home. That man's not gonna have nothing left, and then all you guys are gonna be on social media like, "Oh, I knew he was a fraud." Bullshit,
Right.
bullshit. Wasn't
There's a
what you were
lot of
saying
hype.
before.
There's a lot of hype on Van right now. The
We'll
decision
see.
is interesting at the plus 225, but I don't think it's good enough for me. Like I the way Pantoja's looked lately, it's going to be hard for Van to stay in that cage and not get finished. I think in 5.
Yeah, Pantoja's definitely, like you and I have said this before. I believe he's the most scary champion in terms of like any fight. It feels like he could easily lose his belt at any time, but at the same time,
Yes.
he somehow manages to pull it out. So he's
Mhm.
very enigmatic in that regard. So yeah.
Actually, I'm changing it to Pantoja because you get KO also, and you're only dropping 30. You're still getting him at plus 120.
Oh, then yeah, I'll roll with that too. Then, since he does prefer to stand and bang, if it's not going to be that much of a drop for the double, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. You don't usually see. They don't usually gift you something like that.
Right.
So, all right, man. Hey, I think this is Merab's like 10th fight this year.
Yeah, yeah. This is the guy who's made us a lot of money. You're gonna pay for
Oh,
some Christmas presents this year when this guy used to be an underdog. This guy used to be an underdog. He's gonna pay for a lot of Christmas presents. Oh boy,
hey,
boy, like Christmas came early. He's at a
plus
minus
900,
410.
plus
Minus
900
four
sub though
ten.
against O'Malley.
Oh,
You called it.
oh yeah, I did. Yeah, it is
He's not
true.
joking. He's not
It is
joking.
true. That part is true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you got Marab though on the money line. They're not letting us get away with the money line because we used to get away with it. When we were
Yes.
covering Marab like 4 fights ago, they used to let us pull a sneaky and even get something going on the money line. But they finally wised up and they shut that back door. So yeah, money line on this fight for Marab minus 410. They got smart. Peter Yan plus 320. 9% are betting on Peter Yan, 91% on Devishvili. Not much to say here. We've literally seen this fight already. This is a
Yeah.
rematch between the two. It feels forced. It feels just like, once again, I'm a huge fan of both guys. As you know, ever since 2019, I was a Peter Yan fanboy. I had been
Yes.
telling you about Peter Yan way before we even did this show.
Mhm.
We're both big Merab guys. We were sniffing the signed Merab shorts and everything, passing it
Yeah.
around, taking some hits off of it. But Merab's going to win this fight. Yes, Peter Yan's probably improved, but look at every other rematch that Merab's had, like the Sean O'Malley rematch in Point, right? Everybody's like, oh, Sean's going to have a better chance in the rematch, da da da. What happened? Merab beat him even more emphatically, right? Merab beat him with even more of an exclamation mark and a stamp on it than the first time. And the first time, it's not even like he struggled. I think it's going to be the same thing here. Everybody's like, Peter Yan defended more takedowns than anybody else that have ever fought Merab. And what'd that do? How did that
Right.
work out for Peter Yan? Sure,
Right.
Merab only landed 2 out of 20 something or 30 something, something ridiculous takedowns, right? And I'm not exaggerating that. I'm going to look it up right quick, but he only landed like 2 takedowns out of like all the takedowns he attempted. And it's like, so what was the result, right? You would think, oh, maybe Peter Yan won or, did some damage, etc. No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, so he attempted a record setting 49, only landed 11, right? So you'd be
Right.
like, oh, wow, he defended. You don't fixate on the 11 because you're like, wow, that's really impressive that he defended the remainder of those takedowns. You don't get credit for defending takedowns in MMA. All it takes is one. So, yeah,
Mhm.
you can defend everything other than those 11, but you're not getting any points for it. You're not doing anything because all that matters, all that's getting scored is the 11 that he does land against you. Because once he finally does land it, you're not getting back up until he decides that you're coming back up or until the klaxon sounds and the bell rings and you
Right.
have to reset. So there's nothing going on in this fight. Like I said, a huge fan of both guys. Really wish Peter Yan would win. Would love to see him become champion again. The whole Aljo thing just kind of really tarnished him unfairly, I feel like, uh, and everything else. So it's disappointing. I mean, I honestly didn't really even think Peter Yan would really beat Marcus McGee. So it's impressive that he's been able to work his way back and kind of recover because he was on a skid himself there for a while. He lost to Merab, he lost to Sean, he lost to Aljo. So he was on a 3-fight skid and he had to turn around because people were thinking he was shot and it was done and it was over with. So it's crazy that he's been able to beat Figgy and beat McGee and beat the Dongster to come back to this. But I mean, he also had a ACL or LCL tear or something like that last May when he fought Yadong that he's had to recover for. So he's had more time, which definitely helps with that recovery and getting that athleticism and everything back. But once again, I just don't see this fight changing, right? I don't see it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your plan is. You're not going to be able to stop Merab. You have to defend 100 out of 100 takedowns. You cannot even let up 1 out of 49, 50, 51, whatever. And that's all he needs. And he's going to get right. You're gassed. It's 5 rounds. I just don't see a world other than a puncher's chance where Jan just comes out there and just completely, he's had some good grappling and he's had some good sweeps and trips and reversals and stuff like that, but it's just an entirely different world when you're in there with Merab. And I think I'm going to go Merab sub again at plus 700. I think that's what I'm going to go with. What do you think?
Bobby, I think we're going to try to do it for a third time.
Yeah.
Guys, sign Merab Dvalishvili shorts. I don't know. We're giving these away for free. Comment. We always ask for like a comment, and people just don't comment on our videos. I don't know what you got to do. Besides, you're giving away signed fight shorts. Like, that's Merab, guys. Merab signed fight shorts that we're giving away for free.
Authenticated.
Yeah.
Real fight shorts.
Authentication
tell them about where you got those. Pristine auction, right?
Yes, pristine auction. It's all authenticated through them. They have just all type of sports memorabilia. That's awesome. I put Bobby on them because the prices. We got to get sponsored by them.
I know, right? We're giving them so much business.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
But guys, these are free signed fight shorts. For this week. I want you guys to comment the method that you think he wins. And if it's, I need the method and round. So if it's a decision, obviously you don't need to do a round. But if it is like a KO or a sub, comment that. Or if you think Peter Yan's going to win, you can comment Yan decision or Yan his method and what round. So do that. If you guys are right, if multiple are right, we're just going to have a drawing and pick one of you guys. But if you're the only one that comments and you get it right, congratulations. These signed fight shorts are yours for free. What a joke.
Y'all want to smell those. I know y'all want to smell those.
Hey.
Is that blueberry?
Man.
Is that blueberry stain?
Georgian blueberry.
Yeah.
With some hints of pecan in there. I couldn't agree with you more, Bobby. It's going to be Merab. There's just... I mean, it doesn't matter that Jan's old. Like, I'm worried about his gas tank. I'm worried about every single person in the UFC's gas tank against Peter Yan, regardless of weight class. He's just...
Merab?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
what? I don't know. What did I say?
You said Peter Yan. I was like,
Peter Yan.
Wow.
No.
Peter Yan.
Peter Yan's not going to be able to keep up with him. This is Merab's division until he pops for PEDs, probably.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how he's doing this. But, I like Merab. I'm going to take him on the decision at the minus 225. So what does that do for me? That makes this an absolute no bet. I am staying away from this fight unless you want to do the Merab sub like Bobby, because that's the only way you guys are making any money. I think that Jan's just going to be able to stay on his feet long enough and just kind of stall out this fight, not do a whole bunch. I don't know why Jan even... I mean, obviously you fight for the belt. That's the goal, but I don't even think Peter Yan thinks he can win this fight. Maybe he does, but it
just feels forced for sure. It
really does.
Feels like he's got together a nice little streak. give him one more shot. You know, it's kind
It's
of like
like Merab already beat O'Malley twice and Umar, so they were like, well, there we have to pick somebody else. And Peter Yan was just the
right,
next man up.
right. Like, hey, this is kind of intriguing. If you gave O'Malley a rematch, you got to give this guy on a 3-fight win streak a rematch because it does
Yeah.
kind of make it a little bit more legitimate. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
well, he's doing well enough to get a 3-fight win streak against like Marcus McGee, who is looking really dangerous, and the Dongster. And
Yeah.
excuse me, instead of the Dongster, I'm about to start calling that man the eye raper. The eye graper. That's the eye graper right there. Oh, finger bang. That's what he's gonna
Oh,
get.
finger bang!
Song finger bang your dong. You yawn on my Peter.
Bobby, what is the haymaker for today?
Yeah, man. I already went balls to the wall there with old Merab with how confident I was on that. Let's see
You did.
here.
And everybody, the haymaker is a big plus odd bet to get you guys paid out a little bit extra, a little extra sprinkle. Throw a little something on it. And once again, we get all of our odds from DraftKings. So if you guys haven't yet, please check the link in the description. Check out bettergreen.com, better, BETTOR green.com. That's where we have our links for every single sports book and more content for you guys, more articles.
I think I know what it is, but I'm taking one last look-see-do over all the odds here to make sure that's what I want to go with. So I just like swinging. I just like swinging and banging.
Letting that
swinging.
Let that shit hang.
Yeah. All right, I'm going Pantoja straight KO TKO at plus 800. I know we already did the double method, but if you really just like triple down on it, that KO TKO alone is at 800. So
Pantoja KO 800. Okay, I like it, man.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. Guys, that's going to do it for us here at Better and Green. We did announce it on yesterday's episode of Intentional Lounging, but the Better Green app is coming. It's going to be replacing the website starting January 1st, unless you're a premium member. If you're a premium member to the website, you get 1 week early access to the app. We're very, very excited about it. It's much more mobile friendly than the current website. So make sure you guys stick around for that. That will start being linked in these once that does go live January 1st. One more card, I believe, until the end of the year.
Yeah, it's going to be one last card, and that card after this is going to be, it's Royval versus Cap. You got Brandon Royval versus Cap. Man, that's not really, they don't even have that card finished. Oh, yes, they do. It's not really a good card, though.
Vallejos in the right after. That's a big step up for him.
Oh, dude, he's gonna do the Giga kick again. I love that guy. I love that guy. Do the Giga kick.
Oh, Vallejos is that guy.
Oh man, the
Giga
kick, dude. Yeah.
Hey, you guys are gonna have to tune in next week for that episode. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace, guys.
Peace.